Okay, so hey there guys. So today's video is going to be yet another favorites video. It's going to be my September favorites. I cannot believe September is over. I know I say this every single month, but I feel like the months just get shorter and shorter, and I feel like just the months go by in a breeze. I cannot believe I'm already done with my first month back at school. If I'm stumbling on my words, I'm sorry. I've been getting terrible sleep lately. I have no idea why. I really haven't been able to fall asleep that well lately, so forgive me if I'm a little bit delayed or if I stumble on my words. So I don't have, like I say every single month, I don't have a million favorites this month. I have been on a strict low buy this month. I did kind of break the no buy. I'm calling it a low buy because for me, technically, I'm never on a no buy, but I did order the ColourPop Disney collection a couple of days ago, so I'm waiting for that in the mail. I just got the eyeshadow palette and the 2 lipsticks and one of the lip glosses. I didn't get the whole collection because that would have been like $100. I'm like, no, I just need like the eyeshadow palette. And I also got the Desi and Katie collaboration yesterday, and I'm actually wearing the lipstick and the highlighter today, so I'm testing them out. The round 2 collection. So I'll just show you really quickly. I got the Dose of Colors highlighter in the shade Fuego, so I tried it out today, and it's really gorgeous. Obviously, I'm going to have to test it out more to tell you guys whether it's a favorites or not, but I just wanted to share it with you. Some new makeup, and I am going to be using it on camera with you guys once I get the ColourPop collection. And then I got the Dose of Colors lipstick in the shade Hey Girl, and I'm wearing it today for the first time, and it's a really beautiful nude. So I just wanted to share that with you guys before I actually get into my actual favorites. But just so you guys know, I picked up some of those things in those collections. But again, I really have been trying super hard to restrain myself. I mean, it hasn't been that hard because I can determine pretty well. There's like food in my mouth. I just had lunch. I can determine pretty well on what I want and what I don't want anymore. And I'm only really going to pick up things that I really, really want. And sorry again for my voice. I am still feeling a bit under the weather. I'm still getting over this cold. So if I sound raspy or hoarse, I'm still getting over it. I had like a terrible cough this weekend. So Friday I was okay to film. Like I was still coughing, but like I feel like this is the first time I can actually sit down and like talk to you guys. You know, in the whole video. So let's start out with primers. So the only primer that I really wanted to mention this month, because I've been using this almost every single day, I didn't really start using this that hard until the past couple of weeks, and now this is basically the primer that I reach for on an everyday basis. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Face Primer for dry skin. And I love the True Blend line, like the foundation and the concealer. They're both awesome. Or the Outlast line. But I love using this with the Outlast 3-in-1 foundation, which is one of my favorite foundations. But I've been using this with so many of my foundations, and I really love how my skin looks lately with foundation. Like, my skin has been looking flawless when I apply my foundation now. There was a time for a while where my nose was dry and stuff like that, but I also think it's due to me actually properly cleaning my L'Oreal sponge, which I love that sponge as well. I was going to grab that too, but I think I mentioned it last month. That is such an amazing sponge. It's like my favorite sponge ever. I can't believe I ever repurchased the Beauty Blender or the Real Techniques one. That one is so much better. But I also think my foundations perform better because of that sponge, and also I think because of this primer. It's nothing revolutionary. It's just super moisturizing, and I love the scent of it. It has like an almond scent, and I just find that it makes my skin really smooth for my foundation application, and then my foundation looks so good. Or maybe it's just a setting spray. I don't know, but every time I wear this, I feel like my foundation lays so beautifully over it, so I just can't put it down. I've been using it constantly. So that is the one and only primer I'm going to talk about. Now let's just talk about some foundations real quick. Okay, so the first one, I keep on telling you guys constantly that I'm always on the fence about this foundation, but I think I finally actually really love it, and that's the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation in the shade Oslo. I've been using a lot more full coverage foundations for school because on Tuesdays and Thursdays I always wear a full coverage foundation since I'm at school for like 6 hours. and I've been reaching for this one quite a bit. And I think the reason why I finally love it so much is because I'm finally shaking the fucking bottle. Because for some reason, I always forget to shake up foundations when I apply them, when it helps so much more. And this has such, like I've said before, like a million times about this foundation, the reason why I've been on the fence about this is because I think it looks absolutely gorgeous when you first apply it. I feel like throughout the day, it starts not looking that well or that good. But that happens with every single foundation, unless it's like, you know, a super long-lasting foundation. But I really love how this looks on the skin. So, like I've said before, this is my favorite NARS foundation that I've ever tried. I still love the tinted moisturizer, but I can't wear that anymore. But I do really like this foundation a lot. So I'm continuing to use that. I haven't used it in a little while, probably not for like a week or so, but I have been using it quite a bit. And then the other one, which I wasn't really reaching for the past, I don't know, I didn't really use it that much last month, but this month I've been using it a lot more, is the Lorac Natural Performance Foundation in the shade NP1. Like I told you guys, I did pick up this foundation at not TJ Maxx, Marshall's like a couple of months ago. This is such a beautiful natural foundation. I know it says natural performance, but it basically like feels like the same formula as the No. 7 Lift and Illuminate. I'm giving up this foundation because it is super expired. I wish I could have used up like literally, this would have been like the last use in the bottle, but I got enough use out of it that it's time for me to give it up because it's hella expired. It expired in November 2017, so I really can't use it anymore. Because I was trying to use it, and sometimes you can get away with it, but every time I was using it, it made my face itchy, so I was like, I can't use this anymore. So, this is just like a beautiful, creamy, moussey kind of foundation, and it just looks so beautiful on the skin, so I've been using this a lot recently. It just looks so gorgeous. Like, it makes your skin look luminous. It's kind of similar to the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation as well, but I feel like it has a little bit more coverage. I mean, that's still one of my favorite foundations. I've been reaching for that a lot as well this month, and I think I'm almost done with, like, my 4th bottle of that foundation, which is insane. But this one's good, too, but, and I'm glad I didn't have to pay full price for it. This is really the only Lorac, item that I have in my collection besides the Lorac Pro 2 palette, or whatever it's called. What the hell are they called? The small little ones that everybody has, that everybody pans. The first one, not the Mega Pro, just the Pro palette, Lorac Pro palette. I never use that palette. I wish I could sell it, because I really don't like it that much. But I love this foundation, so at least this was worth it. And then the next one, of course, I'm going to mention the ColourPop No Filter Foundation in the shade Fair 5. I just think this is a really nice foundation. It doesn't last forever. It lasts about 4 or 5 hours, and then I feel like it starts breaking up. So I usually only wear it to work. I don't wear it to like for like a long day. Like, I'll wear it if I want like some good coverage at work for a few hours. But I won't wear it to class for like a full day or something. And I really like it. It's like not super matte, not super drying, and I feel like it covers really, really well. So I really like this, and I love pairing it with the No Filter concealer. I don't really have any new concealers to talk about this month. I basically have been using all the same ones, so I'm not gonna talk about concealers this month. And also because when I get home at night, I never like look at my face anymore to see how my face looks. I just take it all off because I'm just like so exhausted at that point that I just have no idea like what concealers were my favorites this month. But I know what foundations were because I have used these constantly. Like, I feel like I can tell with foundations more than concealers because like I can never tell like a concealer creases on me or not. But I love this foundation. It's really good. And then the last one I wanted to talk about is the L'Oreal True Match in the shade Warm Porcelain W1. I was going to read the whole name. I'm like, fuck that. So, this one, again, has always been one of my favorite foundations. It is so good, you guys. If you're looking for an amazing full coverage foundation from the drugstore, this is fantastic. This is probably my favorite full coverage foundation from the drugstore, like, ever. I love the CoverGirl one. I love the L'Oreal Infallible. I love the L'Oreal True Match Lumi, which isn't really full coverage, but L'Oreal makes some bomb-ass foundations, and this one is no exception. This is a classic cult favorite for a reason. It is so good. It's just so full coverage, but it makes your skin look beautiful. And I use this so much. Sorry, coughing attack. I use this so much for school for days where I'm there for 6 hours, and it's just so beautiful on the skin. So that is it for concealers. Let me just talk about one setting powder real quick. I mean, I've mentioned this before in my favorites, but I really love using this under my eyes. This is the ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder in the shade Translucent. I don't use this all over my face. I use it under my eyes and to set my primer. And I've said before that it makes my eyes look so beautiful to put on eyeshadow. And it just like gives your eyes like a glow. They make them look so awake. Not like kind of underneath the eyes too, but more so. Okay, so anyway, it just makes your eyes, like, when you put your primer on, it makes them look so bright and beautiful, and, like, eyeshadow usually lays really nicely over it. Sometimes my eyeshadows haven't been laying that great lately, but I also think it's some of the formulas are probably getting older and not performing as well anymore, which I'll get into in a minute when I talk about eyeshadow palettes. But this is just really nice for that. You don't really need it for that purpose. Like, you can just get the e.l.f. HD Under Eye Setting Powder. That's a great one too. But since I haven't went to replace that and I have this, I'm just going to use this, and I'm probably going to use this up at some point. But it's still going strong. It has a lot of product in there still. So yeah, I really like that. Okay, let's jump into eyeshadows. So I'm going to talk about liquid eyeshadows first. So these are the two I want to talk about. So I finally have been starting to use these again this month. These are the Urban Decay Liquid Moon Dust eyeshadows. And I was never too, like, into these, even when I first got them. This is what they look like. I feel like nobody uses these anymore ever since the Stila eyeshadows, like, took over the internet, and the ColourPop Supernova shadows. These just weren't good enough to really be buzzed about that much. They were okay, you know? But I really like these as, like, eyeshadow toppers. Like, putting them over, like, a gold, and I'll put this over it, and it looks really beautiful. And then this I'll put over, like a dual chrome eyeshadow from Makeup Geek, like, I'm Peachless or something, and I'll put this over it, and it looks really pretty. So that's basically what I use them for. I'd never really use them on their own because I don't think they're good on their own. They look very streaky. They don't look like anything that's special. There's not really that much glitter in them, but over eyeshadow, it looks really pretty. So the two shades I have are Chemtrail is the gold, and the like dual chromey peach shade is called Recharge. So those are the two shades, and I really like them for like eyeshadow toppers, not really on their own. And then of course the other two liquid eyeshadows that I had to mention, because I did just get these, and I think I only mentioned them in like one favorites video, so I obviously have to mention them again. These are the ColourPop Supernova, sorry, see, I'm stumbling on my words. These are the ColourPop Supernova shadows, and these are the Kathleen Lights and ColourPop collaborations for the Zodiac collection, and I have the shades, I always forget the name of this one, Astrology and Constellation. Constellation has been one of my favorites this entire month, and ever since I got it, like, around my birthday. I love this shade so much. I wear it so often. Like, I try and wear this at least, like, once a week. So this is, like, my most worn glitter lately, because it kind of reminds me of the Stila Shimmer and Glows. Not necessarily the what do they call the Glitter and Glows? They remind me more of the Shimmer and Glow formulas, because they have, like, just that, like, metallicness to it. It's not like glitter. It's just like a shine. And it's so stunning. I use this in a Get Ready With Me that I'm going to post probably 2 weeks from now. Because if I get the ColourPop palette in the mail on Friday, I want to film a First Impressions Get Ready With Me on that palette, rather than posting the Makeup and Chill Fridays. Get Ready With Me that I filmed this past Friday. I might upload that 2 Fridays from now, and post the Disney one on Friday, but it depends on whether I get the eyeshadow palette on Friday or not. And then the other shade is called Astrology, and this shade is so stunning. Like I said, it was inspired by the Telepathy shade that she came out with ColourPop and her Where the Night Is quad. This is the yellow olive green shade, and it's so freaking gorgeous. So I love both of these. I've been wearing these so often lately, so stunning. I love them. I just want to wipe them off with a makeup wipe because I know they're going to stick if I don't. Okay, so that's it for liquid eyeshadows, and then I just wanted to jump into 2 single shadows real quick because I almost forgot to talk about these. I know that Kat Von D's under a ton of scrutiny and controversy right now, but I still have her products, so I still have to use them. Not that I have to use them, I could throw them out, but I just feel like that's such a waste of money. I still have Jeffree Star's liquid lipstick sitting in my room because I'm like, oh, well, if I throw them in the trash, that's a waste of money, but I could keep them on my shelf. It makes me feel better, but it really is still a waste of money, so. But anyway, I do use these, and I do really love them still. So these are the Kat Von D Metal Crush eyeshadows in the shades Dose and Raw Power. If you guys want to pick these up for not full price, honestly, go to your local Marshalls or TJ Maxx because they have a ton of these for like $6.99. So I really do regret buying these at full price, but they just recently went there like a couple weeks ago. So these came out like probably like 2 years ago, and now they're at TJ Maxx finally. So, but these are really good. Like I've said before in the past, I thought that these were like the best eyeshadows at Sephora until I tried the Milk pigments, and now I think those are the best ones. So Dose is like a orangey, rusty, orangey, burnt orange kind of shade. It's so pretty. It's so beautiful in the fall time. And these are just really pigmented and really creamy. But I suggest not paying full price for her stuff anymore because they go to TJ Maxx and Marshalls so much. And then the other shade is Raw Power, which is this really pretty like cranberry red shade. And again, super pigmented. So I've been wearing these quite a bit underneath eyeshadows or with single shadows, and they're really, really pretty. So I can't not say that I don't like them. I can't believe how much stuff is actually coming out about her, though. It's kind of insane. She's kind of a huge hypocrite, calling Jeffree Star a racist when there's so many things coming out about her that she was pretty racist in the past. So, but we're not going to get into that. I might cover that in another video. Because I've been posting more like chatty videos about like the beauty industry and stuff. I'm not a drama channel, but I do have thoughts about it. Then of course the palette one of the palettes I wanted to mention was the ColourPop Zodiac palette. Of course, I've been using this a ton this past month, and again, I do really like this palette. I don't think it's as good as the Dream Street palette because, like I've said before, if you see my review video on it, I think that the Dream Street palette just has a lot more solid, good shades in there for everyday use. For these, they're kind of lacking a little bit. I mean, these 8 shades you can pretty much do everyday looks with. But I really love using like the purples in this palette. Like, I'll take the shade, the Libra in the crease, and I'll darken up the crease more with the Sagittarius. Then I'll put the Scorpio all over the lid. And then I'll put a little bit of the Taurus like on the lower lash line. And then I'll take the Cancer and put it on the inner corners, and then I'll just put like ColourPop's Hear Me Out on the brow bone, and then I'll put like the Virgo on the outer corners. And I'm wearing that look in my handbag collection video. The Scorpio shade's really gorgeous on the lid, but again, the 2 shades I absolutely love, or 3 shades, are the Gemini, the Cancer, and the Leo. They're such gorgeous metallic shades. They're even creamier than the shades that are in the, and more metallic than the shades in the Dream Street palette. This is the Gemini, and this is the Cancer. I've said before that the Gemini is actually my favorite shade, which is crazy because I'm a Leo, but I think that the Gemini is such a stunning gold. And then might as well swatch the Leo. I wear this still like quite a bit on my inner corners a lot, the Leo shade, just because I love it. And that's because it's my sign. That's the Leo, the Gemini, and the Cancer. So freaking stunning, these shades. So, but like I've said before, you guys do not need this palette. The only reason why, I mean, I really wanted this because of the Zodiac palette and because I love Kathleen Lights, and I got most of the collection, and I really am pleased with basically the whole collection. I think all of the products are really, really, really good. So, but ColourPop is one of my favorite brands still. I think they always knock it out of the park. So anyway, and then the other eyeshadow palette I wanted to mention, I've been using it quite a bit this month, is the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. This is what it looks like. It was just coming out of the box. And what I've been noticing recently, though, is that the shades, especially the mattes, aren't really performing that well anymore. But I have been using a ton of these this month. When it comes to like fall looks, I love using Red Ochre, Venetian Red, and Realgar. They're stunning matte shades for the fall time. And then Cypress Umber I always use in the outer corners, which I just recently hit pan on this past month. I was so excited. So now I've hit pan on 3 shades in this palette, and I've been working on this palette for like at least 2 years, and I can't believe that I've actually hit pan on all 3 of these shades this year, because you guys knew from my updated palette products I want to use up video that I hit pan on Vermeer and Primavera. So I don't always use these 2 on the lid, though. I always use them on the inner corners, because like I've said before, the only thing, which is crazy, like nobody really talks about this, that this palette really lacks lid shades. There's beautiful mattes in here, but there's only 3 lid shades. So I just wish that they had a little bit more. But yes, they are universal for like any look that you want to create in this palette. You just really need this. Like you can stick with these shades, or you can go with these shades, and you can pop these on the lid and inner corners, or you can go with like the reds or the pinks. It's like, it's such a versatile palette. That's why everybody loved it so much, because it really is a freaking fantastic palette. Just the color story is amazing. I am trying to work on Venetian Red to hit pan on that, and possibly one Fresco. But other than that, I'm happy with the progress that I've made, so I'm not going to try and goal myself too much. But anyway, the one that I noticed that has like kind of been experiencing the most change formula-wise is One Fresco. It really does not look like it did when I first got it. It kind of looks very gray tone now. And especially when I use it on the eyes, I just don't feel like it looks that good anymore. It's definitely gotten darker over the past 2 years. They do say that the Anastasia eyeshadow palettes only last about 6 to 12 months. So I probably will declutter this at some point, probably after this year, but it is one of my favorite palettes, so it'll be pretty hard for me to declutter it. And like I've said before, the reason why mine looks so clean is because I keep it in the box. Everybody like complains about how dirty the Anastasia velvet packaging gets, but if you keep it in the box, it stays clean. So just letting you guys know that. I usually do that for a lot of my eyeshadow palettes, just to keep them clean. And then the last eyeshadow palette I wanted to mention is the Urban Decay Moondust palette. I have not talked about this palette in such a long time, but I finally took advantage of using my Urban Decay like glittery shadows this month, like the liquid eyeshadows and this palette. And I did use a couple. I didn't use like a million shades in this palette, but I did use a couple of the blues, and I used the Element shade. And again, I was using them with my NYX glitter primer, and that helped a ton have these perform better, because when I used to use these, all I used was a regular primer, but you really do need to use a glitter primer with this because it's a glitter-based palette. So, and then I do the same thing with the Too Faced Glitter Bomb palette. Sorry, I'm waiting for my boyfriend to hit me up. I'm supposed to go to his house for dinner. It's like 3:40 now. I haven't heard from him since like 8 this morning, but he doesn't really get out of class until like 4:30 sometimes, so I'll wait till like 4 or 4:30. I wasn't going to go over his house until like 5, so, but yeah, I feel like, sorry, that kind of closed on me. I feel like no one talks about this palette anymore, because a lot of people weren't like a huge fan of it, but they're stunning once you get them to work. Like if you use a glitter base, they're beautiful on the lid. And then Element, I like popped over another shadow. I think I popped it over the Kat Von D shadow. Maybe this one or Raw Power. I think it was one of these. It looks stunning over it. It was so pretty. I think I'm actually wearing this in another video I filmed. It's called My Problems with No Buys / Makeup Shamers. I got the idea from Makeup Spooky Lips and Fat Hips channel. I love her channel. I just recently subscribed. She's awesome. And I made a video about my problem with no buys as well. I got inspired by her. So anyway, that is it for eyeshadows. Now let's move on to some blushes, and then we just have highlights and lipsticks, and then we'll be done. So the two I just wanted to mention real quick my ColourPop eyeshadows, because it would not be a favorites video if I didn't mention these eyeshadows. Again, I've been using these a ton this month, but I am still trying to hit pan on Note to Self, Wake Up Call and Note to Self. These shadows are never ending. Like, obviously I've hit pan on Firefly, but I've literally not hit pan on any other ColourPop single shadow since I've gotten them. Like, I feel like it was so much easier for me to hit pan on Makeup Geek shadows, but that's because I used them so, like, to death when I didn't have half as many eyeshadows in my collection. But I'm still trying, but I do wear these quite often, and then I wear these on the lid constantly. Let Me Explain is gorgeous. I just wore Save It for Later a couple of days ago. Beautiful. They're just a bomb-ass formula, so I had to give them a little quick shout-out. Okay, so for blushes, I wanted to mention my MAC blushes and Makeup Geek blushes. I have been using these two palettes constantly this month. I have been digging these out again and using them because there was a point where I wasn't using them for quite a while, but then I'm like, I have other blushes to use. I need to use these. I'm not really wearing pretty much anything that's in my favorites video today. I used like other products that I wanted to use recently. But I've been using Melba and Margin and Spring Sheen a ton. Is that Spring? No, this is Spring Sheen. I used Modern Mandarin and Style together, which I haven't used those two in forever. I used Well Dressed. I used Love Cloud. I used all of these this month, and they really are beautiful blushes. You really can't go wrong with MAC blushes. I love them. Melba is one of my all-time favorites. And then my Makeup Geek blushes, I was using quite a bit this month as well. I mixed together Romance and, what is this shade? Romance and Infatuation. I mixed quite a bit together. Infatuation is such a gorgeous nude blush. I love that one. I'm like all the way over here. This shade's beautiful as well. This one's called Heartthrob. Yeah, so pretty. I just picked that up but did not read the name. And then Love Letter has become like my favorite purple blush because I really don't have any purple blushes in my collection. But if you like purple blushes, but you don't want it to be too purple, this is beautiful on the cheek. So really love these as well and have been using Spellbound too. Actually I mixed Cherish and Heartthrob together and they're beautiful. The only one I didn't really use this month is this one, and this one's called Head Over Heels. Didn't really use that for pink. And I used Bliss a couple of times too, so okay. And then probably my two most used blushes this month were the Burt's Bees Blush with Bamboo blushes in these shades Toasted Cinnamon and Bare Peach. I know they look pretty dang similar, but they have such a good formula, you guys. They're super pigmented, and they're really beautiful fall blushes. The first one is called Toasted Cinnamon, which when I got this blush, I thought it was going to be like a lot more like a fall-y kind of blush, but it's not really that much different from Bare Peach. They don't really swatch like anything, but on the face, they are super pigmented. So that one's Toasted Cinnamon and that one is Bare Peach. So Bare Peach has been like my go-to blush this month for fall. I use it a ton. And Toasted Cinnamon, I'll just like pop on if I need to get something more pigmented or something. I'm not wearing it today, but these have been great this past month. So I love using those for the fall. And then of course my go-to blush for the fall is Becca's Wild Honey. I've just been using this quite a bit this month because I whip this out every fall. It's one of my all-time favorite blushes, and it's such a beautiful shade for the fall. And then the last blush is the L'Oreal Paradise Enchanted Scented Blush in the shade Bashful. I was going to wear this today, but I decided to pull out my e.l.f. blush palette today and wear that instead. Because I haven't worn that in such a long time, so I was like, I need to wear it today. But I've been wearing this quite a bit this month again. It's just such a beautiful, like, peachy wash of color, and it's, like, kind of a luminous blush. I haven't even touched my Papa Don't Peach blush from Too Faced since I've gotten this blush. I think this has been my go-to peach blush. If I want to use something like peach smelling or peach scented, I'll use this one over that one. Okay, so now let's get into highlighters. The first one, of course, that I want to talk about is the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the shade On the Cusp, which is from the Kathleen Lights and Zodiac collection from ColourPop. And again, this is such a stunning highlighter. I use this in a Get Ready With Me that's coming soon with the... I used a bunch of MAC products, but I used this with a MAC highlighter. And it's just so stunning, you guys. It's just like a beautiful champagne-y kind of highlighter. It's so pretty. So I've been using that quite a bit this month, at least 5 or 6 times, and it is gorgeous. I love mixing it with other highlighters as well. I love mixing it with the ColourPop Innuendo palette, with the ColourPop Double Play Duo. I love mixing it with ColourPop highlighters. So, and I love wearing it on its own. So it is a beautiful highlight. And then, surprisingly, the highlighters I've been using a ton this month as like glittery toppers is the Kat Von D Metal Crush palette. If you guys are not into glitter, you are not going to like this. But these are really beautiful for like glitter toppers over the cheeks. And I like mixing like these two together or these two together. I won't do the pink and orange because that's kind of like clashing. But these two are really beautiful together. The shades are Gamma Ray, Helix, and Rose Shock. And again, they're super glittery, but they're really beautiful as toppers. Again, I'm wearing this over another highlighter or something in the no buy video that I'm going to be posting. So yeah, this is really nice. Again, don't really need this, but it is really nice as a glittery topper. And then the other highlight I've been using a ton this month, which is no surprise, is the Lancome Dual Finish Highlighter in the shade Sparkling Peach. One of my all-time favorite highlighters, as you guys can see. I use this a ton. There's so much fallout on the sides. It's just so stunning, you guys. And I just literally can never stop using this. I use this at least once a week. And it's just so stunning. It's such a gorgeous, beautiful highlighter. So, yeah, love that one. And then the Pixi by Petra Glowy Gossamer Duo in the shade Delicate Dew. It was not, I don't think this was in my favorites until now, because I never really fell in love with it until this past month, and they really do pack a huge punch. When you mix it with other highlighters, I feel like I had to scrape off the top layer in order to really get this to work, because so many people loved this, and I was like, why do you love it? Like, I don't love it that much. But now I think it's really, really gorgeous. So those are the two shades that come in the duo. They're really, really pretty. I love using them as toppers for other highlighters as well. I love mixing highlighters, if you could tell. Like, I've been doing that a shit ton lately. Then the next one is the Flower Beauty Shimmer and Strobe Highlighting Palette. I have whipped this out a couple of times this past month. I wore this in my handbag collection video. These are so freaking stunning, you guys. If you're looking for an inexpensive highlighting palette, these are so freaking creamy and so intense. If you're into that intense, wet-looking highlight with no shimmer, it's just like a straight-up sheen. It's stunning. These are so freaking stunning. Like no joke. Like, that's how pigmented they are. And every time I wear these, I'm, like, blown away by the quality. It really is crazy how much of her other highlighting palettes aren't as good as this one. That's the white and that's the pink. Those are the ones I wear the most often. And it's just stunning. And then the last one I wanted to mention real quick. Give me 1 second. Is the Ofra Cosmetics highlighter in the shade Glazed Donut, which is Nikkie Tutorials collab. This is such a gorgeous, stunning highlighter. I've used it a couple times this month. It is so pigmented, you guys. It is just so blinding. I love Ofra highlighters so much. And this one is no exception. It is so beautiful on the face. I love Nikkie Tutorials. I'm so glad that she finally made blinding highlights with Ofra. She deserves it, rather than those stinky ass highlights that she made with Too Faced. And then one bronzer, the ColourPop Press Powder Face Bronzer in the shade. Damn it, I always do that. I always grab the wrong product. I always grab the highlighter. Give me 1 second. Okay, so the ColourPop bronzer in the shade Private Party, I've been using this a ton this month. I've actually been finding more and more that I like cooler tone bronzers on me. I still love warm toned ones, but this one's a really beautiful cool toned one. So if you're looking for a nice neutral one, I feel like it works for a variety of skin tones. I think this is a pretty universal shade, and I really like the formula. So it's a very sheeny type of bronzer. It's not as dark as in the pan. And I love like glowy kind of sheeny bronzers because I feel like they give like such life to the skin. Okay, I forgot to mention 2 mascaras when I was talking about eye products, and I would have died if I didn't talk about these. So I fell in love with these hardcore. I don't know who's calling me. So the first one, so I literally saw everyone talk about this mascara this past like month or 2 until the NARS Climax mascara came out. Now that's everybody's favorite mascara. But this is the, oh my god, I really need some water again. Come on, Caitlin, we're almost done. This is the Lancome Monsieur Big mascara, and this is the sample size. I was never crazy about this when I first got it. I'm like, what's all the hype about? And now I freaking love this mascara. It has, like, it's literally the mascara that gives you the most volume, makes your lashes so fluffy and separated, so much length and so much volume. I love this mascara. And what's crazy about this is that the wand is so similar to the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, but this one is so much better. Like, it doesn't clump like the Too Faced Better Than Sex. It's such a good mascara. I've been loving this lately. I've been wearing this almost every single day. It is so bomb. So I am so happy that I tried that. I almost want it in the full size because it's so damn good. But I love it. That's been like my all-time favorite lately. And then the other one which I'm wearing today is the Chanel, my Volume de Chanel mascara in the shade 10 Noir. My mom got like a full makeover at Chanel like a month or 2 ago, and the lady gave her like a bunch of samples. Oh my god, I can't stop coughing. That's why this favorites video ended up being longer than it needed to be. And she gave her like a bunch of samples, and I actually used to use this mascara quite a bit when I was growing up because my mom got us like Chanel makeup, sorry, but like she used to get us like the eyeshadow quads, and she used to just get us this mascara. She doesn't do that anymore, obviously, because who needs Chanel makeup when they're like 18? And this is a great mascara as well. It gives you such volume, and it is really beautiful on the bottom lashes as well. So I'm wearing it on the top and bottom lashes, and I forgot how much I love this mascara, but I'm never going to splurge on the full size. Maybe I'll do the Mascara Madness in November with Nordstrom, and I'll get these 2, and I'll get a free one. Maybe I'll do that, but I never end up doing it because it's like, you still got to pay for like a full price mascara, even if it's like Burberry. Like, I know you get a free one and like it's so popular, but I really love these 2 mascaras, so I haven't been crazy about mascaras in a while. And then the last things we have to talk about are just lips. I just wanted to mention real quickly, there's only like 5 lipsticks in this video. The first ones, of course, are the ColourPop Luxe lipsticks in these shades What's Your Sign and Scorpio Moon. Again, What's Your Sign has been like my go-to nude this month. I can't get enough of it. It's so beautiful. I wear this so much. I wear this over any other lipstick, you guys. Like, it's become like one of my all-time favorites. That's What's Your Sign. It's such a perfect nude shade. And then the shade Scorpio Moon is basically like Lumiere. So this is basically has replaced Lumiere for me. I haven't decluttered Lumiere, and I haven't worn it in quite a while. But I wear this over that like all the time, and it's such a gorgeous shade. So that one is Scorpio Moon. And then the 2 shades that I made at the Bite Beauty Lip Lab, the nude shade, which I called Kate by my last name, by my first name, Caitlin. Why would that be my last name? I called it Kate, and this has been my absolute go-to nude this month. I've worn it more than What's Your Sign because I got it later than What's Your Sign, so I wanted to wear it a hell of a lot more. this month. And again, such a gorgeous nude shade. So that one is Kate by Me, which is not fully custom if you've seen my Bite Beauty Lip Lab experience video. And then, of course, the red shade. I haven't worn this since I made that Bite Beauty Lip Lab experience video, but it's still a stunning red shade. So I just wanted to show you guys real quick. This one is called Josue, after my boyfriend. His first name is Josh, but I wanted to name it after his Spanish name. So that is it for makeup. I just wanted to mention 2 perfumes real quick. The first one is the Lancôme Paris La Vie Est Belle perfume, fragrance. Can I say the word fragrance or perfume today? And this one I actually started testing out because I had like a bunch more perfume samples sitting up there. So I was like, I want to try this, and I have fallen in love with this scent. It's such a beautiful, like, florally scent. I'm so bad at explaining scents, but my boyfriend loves this perfume on me, so I really want to get the full size as, like, my next perfume. My Burberry is probably on its last legs. It probably will be used up within, like, a month or so. So I'm hoping my mom will get this for me for Christmas. She usually gets me a perfume every Christmas because they're so cheap for her at Bloomingdale's, and I love this. And then the other one was actually a perfume that I got last semester at school because Estee Lauder was at one of the student fairs and they were promoting like their technology program, and they were giving out free samples of the Michael Kors Sexy Ruby perfume. I think that this is a full size that they actually sell of like the roller ball. So I think these are like 25 bucks. So I'm so happy that I got this for free, and this smells really good too. It's kind of a little bit more like, it's on the cusp as being an old lady-ish kind of scent, but it smells so good. I really love this, I was about to say mascara, this perfume. So this is really nice as well. So, but I don't think I would get the full size, but this is enough for me to last like a long time. I keep on breaking my Marc Jacobs ones. They always fall out of every single bag that I have, but knock on wood, I won't break that one. So yeah, that's it for my favorites, you guys. I don't really have any liquid lipstick favorites because I've just been wearing like my go-to fall lippies for fall, and I haven't picked up any new liquid lipsticks lately, only regular lipsticks. So like I picked up the Desi and Katy one, and then I got the Fuego highlighter. It is so stunning, you guys. So yeah, so I'm excited to wear it more. So yeah, that is pretty much it. I used my birthday coupon to pick those up. Hopefully I'll be able to haul them soon. I'm waiting for like my boyfriend to pay me back for like this past month or so because like I've been paying for mostly everything. So hopefully I'll be able to get a couple new things at Sephora with the money that he gives me. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So please like and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media. I love you guys. Please let me know what your favorites were this month in the comments section below. All right, bye guys. I just wanted to say one more thing before I actually go. I was gonna wear a different like outfit today, like shirt wise. I was gonna wear the same jeans. I wanted to wear my camo hoodie from Lucky and like a tank, but I've only worn this shirt once, and I wore it to class like a few weeks ago, so I didn't really want to wear it again for a little while. But then I was like, I should wear it for my favorites video because this is only the second time I've worn this shirt. I got this in Massachusetts when we went to see my sister's show, and I included it in my clothing haul video. So now I've worn it like at least twice. So yeah, that's it. Bye.